Hey everybody, just gonna make sure that I'm live because you know there's this little delay on Facebook. Oh, and there I am, so we're good. Good morning. All right, we'll just, okay, I'm not sure, I've got some weird thing on my screen. Ah, there we go. All right, good morning, 10 o'clock, Sunday. It's a beautiful day in Vancouver, so people might not be coming. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. Good morning. Morning. Sketch day. I hope you guys have a chance to go to my blog and see the sketches that, not necessarily the one that I'm going to use that day, but a sketch. It just happens that today this is the sketch that we used. And my partner used a totally different stamp set than I'm going to use. So it's always good to, hi Leanne, good morning. It's always Ohio. Is it hot and humid in Ohio? I know that my family on the eastern part of Canada have had so much rain, and we have had no rain in Vancouver for 33 days, I think. Hi Sharon, good morning. Okay, well let's get started. Oh yeah, it's just, and today they say it's hot and humid, so you can't win. It's either raining or too hot and too humid. All right, so this is a sketch that is on my blog this morning. Every Sunday, my partner and I, Patsy Wagner, have Sunday sketches, Border Buddy Sunday sketches. And this is actually one of our exclusive sketches. So you can see our logo here. If you like it, you can use it. If you're a demonstrator, you can use it on your own, for your own business, as long as you leave the watermark on, that's fine. I'd love for you guys to start sharing anything that you've made using the sketch on my page. I'd love that. So I hope you will. And I hope you will do me a favor and share my Facebook Live. There's a little share button at the end, and if you share it, that would be great. And then when you do share it, if you could put in the comments, shared. Good morning, Diane. California, yeah, that's right, Trisha, you're in Southern California. Oh, anyway, if you click share and share it, I'll put your names in a draw. And good morning, Jacqueline. And then I will send you the card in the mail, the winner. I'll announce the winner next week. Okay, how does that sound? So share, but you have to put in the comments that you shared. All right. So here's the sketch, and I'm going to show you the stamp set that we're going to use today. We're going to use What's Cookin' and the Cookin dies. So these dies cut out the images. Wasn't sure I was even going to get this stamp set, but I don't know. Something about it started to appeal to me, and I thought I'm going to get it. So it's kind of not one that I would normally buy. Hi, Mo. Thanks, Sharon. All right. So I'm going to use this stamp set. Now I'm going to use some designer series paper that you may not have noticed. It's from the Pattern Party. That's hard to say. Pattern Party pack of paper. Look at all this paper. Okay, so this is one side. So one side of the paper is black and whites. Look at this. There's 12 different designs. Just keep going here. But of course, oh, there we go. All our designer series paper. So we got black on one side. There we go. So hopefully you can see all the different blacks, okay? But when you flip it over, look at all the brights. Isn't that awesome? Like there is every color. It's gorgeous. I love this paper too. I know Trisha. I know Sharon. Love, love, love. Now the rest of you might be thinking, that's interesting. I've never seen that paper. Well, here it is. Let me show you. It's right here on page 171, okay? And it is a host reward. So there's 48 sheets. So the paper that I just showed you, you get 48 12 by 12s. So 4 of each of these patterns, 4 of these, and so on. Isn't that awesome? And so many designs. Love it. You can earn it free with an order of $200 or more. That's Canadian. If you're in the US, it's $150. But a lot of people overlook these host rewards and they see, oh yeah, there's some stamp sets. Those are cute. But I really want to encourage you. If you want a whole bunch of paper, that's beautiful. Get this paper as your free reward, okay? All right, so that's what I'm going to use today in my card. So let's start creating. So the first thing I want to do, of course, is cut my base card. Now, Patsy has designed this card to be 5.5 by 8.5, which is a standard size. But I didn't do that. I wanted to wrap my ribbon, and so I made it 4.25 by 11, but it's the same size folded. Okay, does that make sense? Hopefully. So I just happened to cut it like the hot dog versus the hamburger. So I took my 8.5 and 11 and I cut it at 4.25 and I folded it. So that's my base. Okay, and that's just basic white. And then I've got some of that beautiful designer series paper that I just showed you. And then this pattern here reminded me of a checkered picnic tablecloth. And I just thought that kind of looked like it. Okay, so that's sort of the base that I'm going to use for this card. And by cutting it this way, I can wrap my ribbon around it. Okay, and I'm going to show you my ribbon in a minute. So let's work on this piece here. This piece is actually the designer series paper. So I'm going to actually stamp and cut out some images from that stamp set to build my design. So I've got some basic white paper here. And I'm just going to use Memento ink. Hi Janet. I'll hope you like the card when I'm finished. I kind of got addicted to these because I thought, I don't know, this really isn't me, but you know what? I'm really liking it. Okay, so I've got the bowl. Okay, look at the definition in that bowl. Isn't that great? Now, if you did it in a lighter color, like say Sahara sand, then you could go in and add some color with your blends or watercolor, your painters and your ink. But I just really wanted a black and white kind of stark image to go with that paper. Okay, and then I've got the spatula. I mean, it looks like it's really, I love the way this design or the artist did these images. And you can see you got so many other ones in here. This knife, this would be nice, I thought, if you cut the knife out, say in early espresso, and then you cut the blade out of the silver foil and then laid it on top, cut this off and laid it on, it would look like a real knife, wouldn't it? Kind of cool. And you've got the rolling pin and the spoon and the salt and pepper. You've got so many things here. Okay, and I did like the saying, happiness is homemade. All right, so here's these images. Now I want to cut them out. So luckily, this bundle comes with matching dies, which I love. I love when you don't have to fussy cut. And I'm just going to lay them on top here. Now, this is a little trick I learned from my buddy Ange, who learned it from her buddy. But there's this, we don't have a magnetic plate for the little mini machine right now. We're hopeful that one will be coming. But in the meantime, you could use a Post-it note. But actually this repositionable Scotch tape, so to speak, works really well. I'll show you the box. So if you're looking for it, you can find it. All right. Now, you know, sometimes I just lay things down and I don't even worry about this. And now I'm looking a little like I'm fussing here, aren't I? But I found that when I ran this one through, for whatever reason, I liked it better when it was sort of taped down so that my image was good. Here's what that tape looks like. Removable, Scotch removable tape. It was not very expensive, and there's, I don't know how many. Of course, it's Canadian, so it doesn't say feet. 32, well, almost 33 meters. So that's what, 100 feet, something like that. All right. Okay, so we've got our mini machine, of course, which we all love. And just a reminder, I use the gray plate, number 3, for all my embossing. Even though it says that you're supposed to use number 1, I don't care. I use number 3 because I find that it just grabs it so perfectly every single time. So just make sure that's good. Okay. All right. I'm going to run that through. See, grabbed it right away. Isn't that cool? I love this little machine. Hi, Jill. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Sylviane. Sylviane. Is it Sylviane? Okay. Oh, I don't want to put that away. I got to cut something else. So, remember earlier I was saying silver foil, silver foil. Okay, I've got a piece of silver foil here. I'll put that down. And I'm going to look in my dies. There's a couple here that would look really good with the foil. So, there's a whisk and then there's a spatula. But because I'm sort of going with, well, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use the whisk. All right, if I can find my plate. Here's my plate. Okay, there we go. I just love these. Isn't it cute? We all know people who love to bake, right? So I think it is a good set for our friends that like to bake. And then the last thing I want to do is I've got some gray granite paper here. And I want to, oh, you're welcome. Trisha's thanking me for the tape reminder. Yeah, that was good. When I saw Ange do that, I thought, ooh, I got to get me some of that tape. So this is like a little cheese board, bread board, display board, you know, if you put all your cheeses out for company. And I just want to cut one of those out of this gray granite paper. All right. So, like being a kid, and this is like a grown-up paper dolls exercise, all these dies, isn't it? They're little die cut machines. So I cut all of those out with a little mini machine. There's not much I need my big one for. I mean, I need it for embossing and things like that. It's a large embossing folder, or when my dies are bigger. And so I'm grateful that I have it, but I just keep this one on my desk, which is easy. So I'm just going to poke those out, and we can poke these guys out. And the other thing about these is I'm always losing my dies. I'm always telling you guys that, right? So I usually put them on a magnetic sheet when I'm working, and of course now I've lost my magnetic sheet, but look at this. Because I use the tape, I don't have to worry about it. It doesn't get lost before the end of my video. So I've kind of got all my little bits here. I think that's all I wanted to do. And now I need a saying. So I am going to use that Happiness is Homemade because I really like it. It's cute. Happiness is Homemade. And this is Blushing Bride, which, probably remember going back, this is the color that I liked with the stripes. Just to tie all the colors in together, right? You can cut this by hand, but I have my little mini trimmer. This was a gift last year for Celebration. I think it was last year. If people join Stampin' Up during Celebration, they've got this adorable little cutter. I wish they would sell it, because I know if they did, you'd all want to buy one. I should put that on my wish list with Stampin' Up. They do have a suggestion box. Maybe we should all write in. So please bring back the mini trimmer. There is going to be another celebration. I don't know if you guys know that. Coming up on August the 3rd. So for August and September. So when you purchase $50 US or $60 Canadian, you can earn a free reward. So that's cool. And the sign up bonus, if you want to become a demonstrator, is you get a free bundle of your choice, any value. So what's cooking? It's a bundle. All right, so I've got all my bits. Now, this little board has a hole in the top because, you know, it would normally hang. People would hang up their boards. So I'm going to bring in the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. This is in the annual catalog, and there's 5 colors of Baker's Twine. Isn't that great? I think I'm going to go with, well, I'm going to go with the grayish one, I think. Yeah, okay. A grayish one. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit here. Okay, ribbon scissors. Right. And I'm just going to stick this through the hole. And I don't know what you call this. Is this a slip knot? I think so. When you just kind of put it through the hole and then pull. I think so. But then I do want to have a little tie off at the top, because obviously if you were, this was a real breadboard and you were hanging it, you'd need it to be able to have a loop. Okay? Yeah, I think that's good. All right, let's put this baby together. bringing in my favorite glue, which I'm going through a lot of this glue. I just opened a new one the other day when I was live on Thursday. Oh, no, we're still good. Here we go. So back, let's bring in the sketch as our reminder. So we've got our, move all this stuff. We've got our base card, and then we want to put this. And when you make these cards, these sketches, the intent is to just give you a starting point. You don't have to make them exactly the same as this. You can leave off elements or change elements. It's completely up to you. It's just to give you a jump start. Sometimes when our creative juices aren't flowing, which happens a lot to me, I don't know about you guys, I think, oh, where's a sketch? Let me see a sketch. And then I just start bringing out all my papers and my bundles and see what goes together to get my, just get my, you know, going and thinking about, oh yeah, I could add that, I could add that. Okay, so before I stick my stuff on, before I stick this on, I should have put my ribbon on, but that's okay. See, it's just an example. Now, I'm bringing in this ribbon. You're going to go, I don't recognize that ribbon. What is that ribbon? This is from the upcoming mini catalog. You can start to buy this on August the 3rd. This, as soon as I saw this in the catalog, I thought, I need this. So it's black and white, and it's like a gingham, and it is a 1/4 inch. And I just love it. And doesn't it go great with the theme? Oops, gotta open my card here. The theme and also that designer series paper. I think it goes really well with that. So I'm just gonna wrap this around. Okay. And I do leave my ribbon on my spool so that I don't cut too little or too much. You know how that, it's always sad when you go to, you cut off something and you go, oh, I don't have enough. And then you have to put that in your pile of must use this ribbon somewhere else. Yeah, and then you get a huge bag of it. You're like me anyways. Okay, so I'm just gonna, so I do it this way. That way I can trim it off and I don't have as much waste. I know a lot of you do that. Okay, so I can trim that off. How's it going here? A lark's head knot. See, Diane, I knew you'd know that. Hi, Coral. Welcome. All right. Okay. So I'm going to just trim that off and trim this off. All right. Okay. Now remember all those little bits that we cut? Let's start putting those on here. I'm going to put my little cheese board or cutting board. Okay. Now, because this is now going over the ribbon, I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a press. Going to get some dots because I need my dimensionals here. Let's see. Wondering if yeah, I'm going to pop this guy up. Here I am saying I love my white glue, and it's not very often that I get it on my fingers, but today I did, and so now everything is sticking. Put that like that. Okay. So far, so good. Here's my other little bits. I got my saying, and I've got my spatula. Okay, I think I'll tuck him under, so I'm just going to glue him. Who's liking this bundle now? Having thought to yourself, ugh, I'll never get that one. Is anybody like me, like, oh, I really like this now? Okay, I'm gonna bring in my little minis. Boy, my fingers are sticky. And let's see, if I pop him up, now, I'm not gonna pop him up. Now, when you're using the foil, you guys, you want to be careful how much glue you get on here, because if it goes on the front, now it does dry clear. It's not that it's a disaster, but try and keep it off of the foil because it tends to dull the foil a bit. Okay. And then I've got my little saying, so I'm going to use my mini glue dots for this. I love these little minis. We used to cut the other ones in half or quarters, so I'm really glad when they came out with these little teeny guys. Okay, and actually, see how I did that? I put one on each end. I don't want that actually. show you why. Because this is already popped up, if I put a pop-up on there, it's going to be uneven on the other side. So I want a dimensional on one side so that it's clearing this. And I'm just going to put glue on this side, just a little bit. And you'll see what I mean in a sec. And also because it's the minis, I forgot, the minis are actually thinner than our regular ones. And I used regular on here. So I want this end to kind of clear that. Does that make sense? If I'm not making sense, somebody say you're not making any sense. So I'm going to do that. And then this will be as high as this now. And this will be flush. Okay. So that's my simple card using the sketch. I want you to go over though to my blog and see what Patsy did. She used the contour and contour and color. And it's really pretty. It's really, really pretty, but very different than this one. So that's mine. Oh, I'll just lower this a bit so you can see what's going on. Okay. Now, let me just tell you a couple of other things. My blog is over at Stamp Crazy with Allison. So you can find me over there. And the Sunday sketch is up for today. I did mention that, right? And then for my customers, thank you, Sharon. Cute card. I love it too. I do too, Janet. Now, what do you think? Is it tempting you now? We all know people who bake, right? Yeah. So for my customers who, remember, share this video. Just a reminder, if you share this video, even after it's finished, and just type in the comments, shared, I'm going to put your name in a draw for this card. And I'll draw next week, and then I'll get it sent to you guys, okay? Whoever is the winner.